Ukraine waited patiently for North Korea's tank convoy to enter their deadly trap before crushing them all. In a shocking turn of events, an entire convoy of North Korean tanks has been completely wiped out in a single day. And now military analysts are stunned over how Ukraine executed this flawless ambush. But what happened here? How did Ukraine set this trap, and why are military experts so surprised? Let's get into it. First up, we have to take a look at the aftermath of this attack. Here we can see the smoking wrecks of dozens of North Korean tanks littering the landscape. This was not just a regular ambush where a few vehicles were lost. No, this was a total annihilation, a massacre of North Korea's armored forces. It was like a scene straight out of a Hollywood action movie, except this was real and the stakes were very high. But amidst the chaos and destruction, one question echoed in the minds of military experts around the world. How did Ukraine pull off such a devastating blow? What was the secret behind this masterclass in military strategy? What makes this story even more intriguing is that Ukraine had reportedly set this deadly trap a full 2 weeks prior to the attack. You heard that right. They had laid the foundation for this ambush for an entire fortnight, biding their time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But why would they do that? What was the strategic advantage of such a prolonged setup? To understand this, we need to delve deeper into the tactics and planning involved in this operation. Ukraine's military prowess has been on full display throughout the conflict, but this particular move was a stroke of tactical genius. It left many scratching their heads in disbelief. So what exactly happened? Let's break down the sequence of events that led to this catastrophic defeat for North Korea's armored forces. It all started with the movement of North Korean tanks. These heavily armored behemoths rumbled into the Ukrainian killing zone, unaware of the fate that awaited them. But why did North Korea send its tanks into this ambush? It's important to note that these tanks weren't just aimlessly rolling into danger. They were part of a calculated military maneuver. The plan was for these tanks to push forward and capture a key piece of high ground, a strategic move that would give them a significant advantage in the ongoing conflict. However, little did they know that this seemingly advantageous position was nothing but a cleverly disguised trap laid by the Ukrainians. As the tanks advanced, they fell victim to a series of explosions. One by one, they were engulfed in flames, their metal carcasses smoking against the backdrop of the ruined buildings. It was a devastating blow, a testament to the ferocity and effectiveness of the Ukrainian defense. But how did Ukraine manage to deliver such a precise and deadly attack? What was the secret behind this stunning display of military skill? The answer lies in the heart of Ukraine's strategy, a tactic that has become their hallmark during this conflict. We're talking about the use of the FPV drone technology. These tiny but powerful flying machines have been a game-changer for Ukraine, allowing them to gather intel, direct artillery fire, and even engage in combat beyond the line of sight. In the case of the North Korean tank ambush, FPV drones played a pivotal role. They served as the eyes and ears of the Ukrainian forces, relaying critical information about the enemy's movements, strength, and defenses. This real-time intel was the key to the entire operation. It allowed Ukraine to track the movement of North Korea's tank convoy, anticipate their actions, and plan their counterattack accordingly. But the use of FPV drones went beyond mere surveillance. These unmanned aerial vehicles also played a direct role in the destruction of the tank convoy. Equipped with small but effective warheads, these drones became guided missiles, swooping in to deliver a fatal blow to their targets. What's truly remarkable is the precision with which these attacks were carried out. It was as if Ukraine had a direct line to the enemy's heart, each strike finding its mark with deadly accuracy. But the brilliance of Ukraine's strategy doesn't end there. As the dust settled and the smoke cleared, something else emerged from the wreckage, a chilling reminder of the cost of war, the human element. Ukrainian soldiers were found among the debris, prisoners of the very ambush they had so brilliantly planned and executed. This unexpected twist added a new layer of complexity to the aftermath of the attack. Now, it wasn't just a victory for Ukraine, it was a hard-fought battle that came at a personal cost. Yet despite the losses, the spirit of resilience remained strong. Medical services were quickly mobilized, tending to the wounded and ensuring they received the care they needed. It was a race against time to save lives, and every minute counted. But this event wasn't just a military affair. It became a defining moment for the nation, a testament to the strength and unity of the Ukrainian people. Leaders extended their support, promising aid and resources to help those affected by the attack. The nation rallied together, offering condolences and assistance to the families of the fallen and the wounded. But as the shock wore off, a sense of determination took over. The attack served as a stark reminder of the realities of war, but it also highlighted the unwavering spirit of the Ukrainian people. This event wasn't just a tragedy, it was a call to action. It was a moment that solidified the nation's resolve to fight for their freedom, their land, and their future. Now let's return to the video. As the Ukrainian forces regrouped and assessed the situation, they knew they had a tough decision on their hands. They could try to hold the remaining positions and risk being overwhelmed, or they could execute a tactical withdrawal and regroup. What made this decision even more challenging was the presence of the wounded and captured soldiers. Evacuating them safely was a top priority, but doing so without additional casualties was a daunting task. However, as the dust settled and the echoes of the battle faded, the Ukrainian forces made their choice. They opted for a strategic withdrawal, a calculated move that ensured the survival of their unit and the valuable intel they had gained. This wasn't a retreat. It was a strategic repositioning, a tactical maneuver that allowed them to live to fight another day. But this withdrawal wasn't easy. It was a delicate operation that required precision timing and flawless execution. The Ukrainian forces had to safeguard the wounded, secure the prisoners, and protect themselves from any potential follow-up attacks. But they pulled it off. They managed to evacuate their comrades and consolidate their intel, setting the stage for a counterattack. This wasn't the end. This was just the beginning of a new phase in the battle. While the loss of their comrades stung deeply, the Ukrainian forces knew that their sacrifice had bought them valuable time. It was time to regroup, strategize, and strike back. And when they did, it was with the force of a storm. The counterattack was swift and decisive. The Ukrainians used all the intel they had gathered to launch a surprise assault on the enemy's rear. It was a bold move, a risky maneuver that could turn the tide of the battle. But it worked. The element of surprise was on their side, and they used it to their advantage, catching the enemy off guard and delivering a knockout blow. This counterattack wasn't just a military victory. It was a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the Ukrainian forces. They had turned the tables, proving that no matter the odds, they would not be deterred. They would not be broken. They would fight back, and they would win. As news of this incredible turn of events spread, it sent shockwaves across the nation. The bravery of the Ukrainian forces was celebrated, their tactical brilliance analyzed, and their sacrifices honored. It was a moment of national pride, a shining example of courage and military prowess on the global stage. However, in the midst of this euphoria, there was also a sobering realization. The cost of this victory was high. Lives were lost, comrades were captured, and the scars of war ran deep. But the spirit of the Ukrainian people remained unbroken. They mourned their losses, cared for the wounded, and honored the fallen, all while preparing for the next challenge. Because in the unforgiving realm of war, there is no time to dwell on the past. There is only the present and the future. And the future, for the Ukrainians, looked bright with the promise of freedom, justice, and victory. So, there you have it, the incredible story of Ukraine's ambush that left military analysts stunned. If you liked the video, please subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching.